Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to today's show. The D-Day is finally here. Sexual health is our topic. With me in the studio, this is an embodiment of knowledge, of wisdom. Before we get to who he is, to all my returning subscribers, hello, welcome back. For those of you that are not part of my family, what are you still waiting for? You watch all the videos, you might as well come join us. You see the red button that says subscribe, click on that button. Wait for the notification bell, click on that one too. So you will be the first to see my videos once they drop. Now, let's jump right into it. We have in our studio Dr. Ifeanyi Ononuju. Dr. Ifeanyi Ononuju is an MD. He's a medical doctor. He's an OBGY. So you know this is his area. Guys, I was blown away when this my brother started speaking. And I hope you guys will be empowered because remember, when we empower one, we empower all. We empower one man, we empower his entire generation. We empower one woman, we empower her entire generation. So come, when we know better, we do better. Ifeanyi Ononuju, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Ifeanyi. I'm a medical doctor. I work in the specialty of obstetrics and gynecology and adult health, and have special skills in training, in reaching out to improve the health of our people, improving maternal and child health, and helping in reaching the goals. We are empowered by knowledge, by skill, to care for the whole man, spirit, soul, and body. And I'm here to talk. And I'm also an Anglican priest.
That's right. I told you guys, he's everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm married. I have 5 children.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Unique. Thank you, Dr. Kudo, for having us. We are ready.
We are ready. All right, guys. I told you guys, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Dr. Ononuju, let's start with the first thing. What is sexual health? When we say sexual health, what does it mean? What is sexual health?
Well, sexual health, according to WHO definition, um, is a state of complete whole being, physical, emotional, mental, and social, with relation to sexuality. Not merely the absence of disease or infirmity or dysfunction. Sexual health is a word that is, well, is a phrase that, well, is a clause that you can drag it. It could involve both reproductive health, contraception, young adolescent health, maternal health, even health for the discriminated against.
Okay.
And so it talks about healthy pregnancy, healthy HIV/AIDS, STD prevention.
So there's a lot under that heading.
Yeah, there's a lot under sexual health, and so sexual health is rarely talked about because people don't feel like talking about it. But
why? Why is it that we don't like to talk about it?
Well, I think the challenge is the stigma that is attached to it. The stigma from the inside or stigma from the community where we belong. So that stigma makes it a challenge for people not to open up, to talk about these issues. But these issues are real issues. They are real. This is an aspect of our humanity that we cannot shy away from. We cannot shy away from it because, and it demands attention. It demands care and attention. So because of the stigma, people don't want to talk about it. And maybe people feel that when you talk about sexual health in the open, people
You
will
must
think,
be bad.
yeah, something is wrong. There's something, there is something going on. Then apart from that, the other side is that people think that when you talk about sexual health in the open, you are empowering the younger people with knowledge
Don't have sex.
to go have sex.
Okay.
And so, but I believe that knowledge is power, and
Knowledge is power.
knowledge is important for us to make informed decisions
Decisions,
and
yeah.
to overcome challenges that we may have from time to time in our relationship with our spouses or with our partners, as it were.
And you made an important point there, because most of the time, even married people, because of this culture, I don't know whether it's culture or orientation, we can't even talk about sex or sexual health with our even partners, even our husbands, even our wives. We are
Yeah.
so scared. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, I know. Well, I think it's part of the indoctrination that people may have been subjected to growing up, and then trying to overcome that is a challenge, a real challenge. But however it is, spouses, married, for those who are not married, those who have partners, it should be something to be free about, because
Exactly.
yeah, you don't need to hide. Because more importantly, when it has to a contribution to someone's health,
Health, yes.
and knowing that the life you live is, you can't guarantee for tomorrow. So the addressing a particular aspect of your health, which in this perspective, the sexual aspect, will help to finding a solution to a challenge
That
that
problem,
already existing,
exactly.
and live a longer life and maintain good health.
Okay, now let's talk about what are the organs. We know, some of us don't know, what are some of the organs involved in sexual health, because we are going to dive right into it. What are the, for men and for women? So let's start with the men. What are some of the organs involved in sexual health?
Okay, when we talk about sexual health, there are usually different aspects of it. But for today, going by the organs, you have the female reproductive organ, the male reproductive organ, the function that comes with it. On the male side, you have the prostate, you have the scrotal sac, you have the phallus or the penis, and then you have the unseen part that controls the physical part,
The physical part
which
of
is the endocrine organ, the higher centers in the brain, and
okay.
then the other structures that play their roles to ensure that the communication is maintained between both the physical and the unseen
Ones and the physical.
ones that relate, to make sure. And then you come to the female side, you have the uterus, you have the fallopian tube, the ovaries, and you have the other co-surrounding structures, the endometrial lining, and then the unseen part, which is the endocrine part, that has interaction with the higher centers, and then all communicating to ensure that there is a stable function in the physical part, as it were, and helping to, and usually these organs work in a way that makes sex pleasurable. They work in a way,
If they all work together,
if they
right?
all work together. But where there are maybe a bridge or barriers between this communication, then you start noticing some changes, which if you don't address, could linger and lead to a dysfunction, can lead to disorder, can lead to even sickness, and even lead to death, as it were.
Wow.
So based on the organs, that's what you have generally. But when you look at the WHO stratification for it, you have the STDs, you have the sexually transmitted diseases, you have reproductive health, you have the adolescent health, sexual health, you have HIV/AIDS prevention, you have even the LGBT health, and the healthy programs and healthy pregnancy. Getting a pregnancy plan, contraception is also
Contraception is also,
part of it.
Wow, this is a broad area. You wouldn't even know. Because most of the time when you hear sexual health, people think it's only sex. People, I'm telling you, so many people were writing me, well, oh, are you guys gonna talk about sex? That is a lot that is involved. Everything is under that reproduction, this, that. I'm telling you. Now, for my uniques, I hope you guys are paying attention. We are going to dive to the men. So we'll leave the women right now. Let's go into the men. You talked about all the things, the things that are seen and things that are not seen with the men. And you said something about if they don't all work together, it can become a malfunction, a disorder, sickness, or whatever. Let's talk about some of those things. For a man, how does sexual health work for a man? How does it start in their head? Do they think about it? Then they send the message to their body and stuff like that. Let's talk about prostate. Talk to us about that. How does it work for men?
Yes, usually there is the endocrine system that interact to release hormones. Usually, the eyes plays a role. The ears have a role. Every sense, yes, every sense organ in the man, in the woman, plays a role because what a man looks at, for instance, if a man looks at, there's a way a man will look at a woman. He will send chemical substances from the brain through the system to the respective reproductive organ or aspect, and that will mount a surge, and the man begins to feel uncomfortable or feel in a way that some people may connote as errors, and may have some erection with vasodilation of the blood vessels around the phallus, the corpus cavernosum, and that will lead to very strong erection. But actually, if you take a gun and put it on the man's head, he may not be able to put up an erection. But just mere
looking at a girl.
Yeah, mere looking at a woman, or even thinking about a woman,
thinking about it,
or just a picture. It may not even be a real life thing, but it can send a signal to the brain, and the brain can begin to send all those hormones, those unseen part we talked about initially, and the body, the physical structures begin to respond. They begin to respond to that. You have preparation for the actual activity. So on the arm of the prostate has a role because the prostate releases a kind of secretion in which the semen or the sperm, because the sperm and the secretion coming together makes up the semen. So those chemicals stimulate the prostate, and the prostatic cells release those secretions. And once there is arousal, as it were, there is a stimulation to the prostate to release the prostatic fluid, or that particular component of the semen that helps the sperm to swim inside, which is really alkaline, and then it sends it through the urethra. Prostatic urethra to the urethra. Well, I will not bother you with the medical terms to show that there is a communication between the unseen and the physical part. And then that prostate has a role. That prostate it has a very serious role, because the prostate regulates, if those fluid doesn't come out, is going to affect the vitality of the sperm cells that are being produced.
Because the fluid is where the sperms swim in, right?
Yes, they swim inside the fluid before it just mixes up, and then before it starts moving into the other outside the body. So the prostate plays a role. The cells of the prostate could actually be enlarged. Where you
that's how people have. That's when they now say I have prostate, right?
Yeah,
that's
you have prostate. Yeah, the prostate may be large and usually benign. It's not malignant. Then it could also be enlarged, but they have their criteria. There are criteria for making such decisions about the prostate. But prostate plays a role in sexual health for the man. And
okay, let me ask you a question, because as we're doing this, I'm throwing in my questions, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Because one of my uniques wanted to know that the husband is always, asking for lovemaking. And then whenever she says no, the husband will say, oh, you are trying to, you're you are not helping me because this helps my prostate. So she wants to know, is it real or is this man just playing with her?
Well, there are many schools of thoughts on this.
Okay.
Some people believe that when you have sex, it helps the prostate.
Okay.
There's also some articles or some studies that have been done that suggest that the more sexual activity a man does, the prostate is at risk of having any prostate disorder. So, but personally, and with the clients that we have treated, I believe that sexual activity, sexual arousal helps the prostate.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, it helps the prostate. And
so you're supporting the man then?
Yes, it helps the prostate and it helps the sexual health of the man.
Okay, so my sister, I hope you're watching. You had the answer to the thing. So for my sisters out there, especially my married sisters, so I'm not talking about the ones that are not married. I'm talking about the ones that are married. Please stop denying your husband. You cannot have headache every night for 1 month. Something is wrong. Go see a doctor. You cannot say your back aches for 1 month. Go see a doctor. Stop denying my unique brother. So give them what they want. You have had it straight from the doctor. He helps their prostate. Please. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Let's talk about erectile dysfunction. Is it related to prostate? What is that?
Yeah, erectile dysfunction is actually described as the inability of a man to maintain an erection during a sexual activity. I mean, maintaining at least what I would describe as a potent erection.
A potent erection.
That can last through the sexual activity.
Okay.
So for different people, it may mean different things because erectile dysfunction is inability to achieve that erection.
That erection, okay.
Yeah, that will last through the activity of sex.
Okay.
Yeah. So and there are many things that can cause it. It's not only prostate.
Okay.
If a man is under stress, a man is looking for money, he has not slept well.
Looking for a job.
Yeah, looking for a job. A man that is not healthy, a man that may have medical conditions like diabetes, like psoriasis, like hypertension. Those things could affect the ability. Like I said, sex does not just start at once. It's a process. There's a communication between the higher centers and the physical structures. So it is not just the prostate. It is not just the phallus, as it were, that is the cause of erectile dysfunction. There may be other organs in the body who have a role to play in supporting to achieve that erection. Because without that erection, there will not be penetration.
No, there won't be penetration.
So and the man may be. So there are many things that can cause it, ranging from behavioral, psychological, physical, medical problems, and even when there is a quarrel.
Okay.
Yeah, or the woman is demanding too much.
Yeah. Okay, I have 2 questions in that erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
The first one said that she stays sometimes a month, sometimes 3 months without making love with the husband. And the husband will always say he doesn't have erection because of the medication. He's on high blood pressure medication. Does high blood pressure medication cause you not to have an erection?
Yeah, that is true. Not only high blood medication.
Okay.
That's true. But not all high blood pressure medication.
Okay.
There are some other medications like the drug that is used to treat ulcer. There's a drug that is part of the triple regimen that used to treat ulcer. Part of the side effect is erectile dysfunction. It could cause erectile dysfunction. In fact, there was one of our clients that we placed on that medication. We wanted to treat ulcer, and then, but he's a young man that is married. All of a sudden, the wife started complaining that the man, the way he used to perform before, is no more performing
no
again.
longer,
So it could be a problem. Now, for such a person, raising a support. A support means, talking to your husband with understanding and maturity, so that you can identify which particular blood pressure medication or which particular medication is causing that problem, and work with his doctor to be able to change the drug to another drug, so that the issue of erectile dysfunction could come down.
Okay, now the second question is, when I married my husband, he couldn't keep his hands off me. We couldn't keep our hands off each other. But now it has been almost 15 months. We have not made love, and he keeps saying he doesn't have an erection. Even when I try to play with him, nothing comes up. What is the problem?
Well, there is the problem, like for erectile dysfunction, is multiple. Is multiple. What I would suggest to them, there are some things we may not be able to say categorically here, but if we are able to talk with the person,
with them one-on-one, okay,
we'll be able to say. But on a general note, what I think, if it's 15 months, it's way too long.
It's too long. That's what I think. It's too long.
What we even recommend is that you should have sex with your partner at least 2-3 times every week.
Guys, don't go bother my sister and say, Miss Unique brought a man that said it. Did you guys hear it? He said 2 to 3 times a week.
Yes, so because our women need it.
Yeah, the women need it and the men need it too.
Now I mean our women need it. When I mean our women need it, the men also need it. But part of the problems is because our women don't complain about it.
Yes, it's the same thing we talked about.
They can be quiet
and they just die in
not talking about it, but they need it there and they are quiet. But different. That's why I said our women need it, because they will need it, but they will not talk about it. They will not even tell you that they need it. You will be in the same house with them. They need it. They are keeping quiet. Now, but when a man needs it,
he goes for it.
He's not okay. It's not okay. He needs to get
He'll be snapping until he gets what he wants. You pour water on the floor. He will scream, why is that water there? Why did you clean the bed? Because he needs it, and he's showing every sign that, hey, I need this.
I need it at the time. And some women won't understand that is really the way. Now, but even for our men, there's also a way to go about it. Snapping about it, harassing everyone is not the way.
Making everybody miserable.
You start preparing, if you want to shoot the ball in the evening, so you start preparing the passing touches, the passing communication, love knows, put it on the shoe rack, under the pillow, I love you, I miss you. And then when you come back, you hug your wife or your partner, you hug her and tell her, I love you, I miss you so much at work, I was thinking about you at work. That begins to prepare the mind of the lady. Prepares the mind because of an eventual action that may happen tonight or tomorrow early morning. But when the man is snapping, the woman may even get destabilized, and it may not even. You may just have a woman that just, okay, come and do what you want to do, just do it, and that is not sexual health. Sexual health is pleasurable sex that meets the needs of both women. And I want to bring out this point too.
Yeah, please go ahead. This is good. Go ahead.
Women don't achieve orgasm during sexual activity, and that is not right. In fact, there's an article, a study that showed that less than 20% of women achieve orgasm in a lifetime.
Whoa! Lifetime.
Yes, in a lifetime. So it's something of concern for us in obstetrics and gynecology, because when this these women never get to experience what it means to have sex. They keep hearing it. They may even be doing it,
But they don't know they
they
are not
they
there.
not even know what it is, because that button of orgasm has not been activated. But for the man, it's easier because their cycle goes like this, comes down. The cycle of the man goes up, comes down.
And
But
goes
the cycle
down.
of the woman goes up, plateaus before it comes
It
down.
comes down. Okay.
So if a man doesn't understand that, well, you'll be acting from a different
Yeah.
perspective. So that is particularly the issue with erectile dysfunction.
But let me say something before you come. There's something you said that's very intriguing. Because most of the time, and I hope my brothers and my sisters, you guys are paying attention. This is really good. Most of the time, sex or love making don't just start from when you want to have it. That is a very important point you raised. It starts from the morning. It starts from how you said good morning to her, I missed you all day. I love you. A hug here, a rub there, a touch there, so that you prepare her mind. Because for a woman, sex is emotional. Love making is not physical. For a man, it's physical. But for a woman, it's emotional. You get into her emotional being, get to know where she is. And by the time, my brothers, you come in the night or in the morning, she's good to go. But when all morning you've been calling her useless woman, telling her she's stupid, telling her the house is dirty, telling her that in short you don't like her, all of a sudden when the lights are off, you want to start doing something. No, it's not gonna work. And that is so important. Thank you for saying that, because most people don't understand. It's not magic. It's something that has to come together. And the second thing I want to emphasize, you said that before we continue, is the one of orgasm. I am so surprised that statistics say 20%.
less than 20.
That is sad. So that shows these women are making love, but they don't even know what they're doing. And our brothers, please have the patience. Ask your wife what she wants. Don't do what you like. Ask her what she wants, because what you like might not get her to achieve orgasm. Ask her what she like. Learn communication. Talk to her. Ask her, do you like this? There are some men, you tell them what you like, they look at you like, hey, this one, she has become a professional prostitute.
You are right, and that's part of why people don't like talking about it.
That's why people don't talk about it.
Because when
I
you
have
say
a story
something,
of my friend. She went to school. She came to London. Her husband brought her to London. She came to London and her husband registered her in school. So the first day she came back from school, she was so excited because this man paid her school fees, pounds, cash, and everything. So she said she started doing, tease dancing and whatever. And the husband was just picking at her. She was dancing, taking off her clothes, dancing, telling the man thank you. By the time she came close to kiss the man gave it to her. It by on her face. It a shy. Another one.
wow.
Only one day you went to school, you have already turned into a prostitute. So please, my brothers, please have an open mind. Open your mind. Have patience with your woman. Let them get to know what they like, so that they can achieve orgasm. Continue, Dr. Noriji.
Yes. So in sexual health, we just making reference to slapping a woman. That is an insensitive way to respond to that woman.
Exactly.
We can describe that as a level of sexual violence.
Exactly.
How can you slap her because she's expressing herself?
Expressing herself sexually to you.
Yeah, that is not acceptable.
Okay, that will take us to this topic. I keep hearing 1 minute man, 2 minute man. He's the 3 minute man. Dr. Onuju, what is this thing with 1 minute and 2 minutes? Let's hear about it.
Well, 1 minute, a 2 minute man. It depends on what you really mean and what you set to achieve. Because sexual activity, like we said, is not when you want it. That's when you just start going for it. It's an activity that builds up. It builds up. So if you say 1 minute, you're talking of the actual penetration, which is you're describing as one, but that's not actually when the sexual activity started.
Exactly.
Sexual activity started with arousal,
Foreplay.
foreplay, all the gestures, all the touches, all the movement to sensitive parts, and which this is an open forum. I'm minded because I know some young people may be also listening.
So please,
So
this is not for young people. This is for married people. Don't say we told you to go start doing all these things. So you don't
yeah,
have
so,
license.
yeah. So the point is that when you put all those parts, and for some women, really, that penetration may not really be what it is. I mean, when you say 1 minute man is penetration for 1 minute, but if the man does that activity, that foreplay activity, that role, that initial activity to prepare, sexual activity has actually started.
Yeah.
So if he has done it for 30 minutes, for 1 hour, then he will not be a 1 minute man.
Exactly.
But I believe that the category of people that fall into the 1 minute man is the people that don't send any signal in the morning,
and
they just stumble at midnight, say, open your leg, open your leg, open your leg. It doesn't work like that.
Like they are in the military camp.
And then open your leg. You see the energy with which they are saying open your leg. You think they're going to stay for 1 hour or 2 hours.
And then they stay for 1 minute.
They just stay, not even 1 minute, they just stay for 30 seconds.
And then the women will say, look at you, 1 minute man.
This thing you have just done now, what have you really done? She will not say it out because
she will say it out, but in her head,
in her mind.
Because I remember one lady told me, a lady I was counseling. So her and her husband, they were going. The husband was like, she doesn't sleep with me, she doesn't have sex with me, blah blah blah. And the woman kept quiet, didn't say anything. I kept asking her, okay, why don't you make love with your husband? After some time, she turned to the husband in Igbo and said, "Are we here now, like, or you just?" I said, Jesus Christ. Because women will not say anything, but she was pressured. I kept, pulling her to say something, and she just looked at her husband and said, "Oh, I love making." Because apparently the man doesn't do foreplay; he just wants whim and wants to
like that. So
a woman would describe that as a 1 minute man, because by the time you're about to start, or she's about to be in the mood, you're already done.
They're already done. She's not even started. She's not even started. She's just warming up.
Yeah.
And then you are already giving up. And it could be, that is not a good sexual health right there. That is, it describes something that is not good, unfulfilling sexual life, unfulfilled sexual life. So a 1 minute man, I know there is a concept known as a 1 minute person, just as we described. Now, but what are the ways around it? There are ways around it. Number one is to have an open and honest discussion about it.
Important discussion.
An open and honest discussion, communication. The man, and you see, for our men are too much. You don't look down on your partner. You don't look down on your partner because you feel that she can't talk. No. We need to look at them as a complete human being that has feeling, that knows. So you as a man, you're not the only one going to Facebook, going to internet to go and learn and see. She is also seeing. She is also learning. But we need to have that honest discussion. And that will help, but not with prejudice. Not that tomorrow, if she opens up and tells you some things, tomorrow you now say, you are the one that is doing that. No.
So, or even vice versa too. If a man comes to you as a husband, the wife should not use it as a weapon for fighting when she's mad. And after all, it's an open, honest conversation about what is going on.
And the other people in the relationship are not involved. It's only two of you that are involved. And and you could actually get to discover some things that are responsible for that 1 minute. And if the partners are sincere enough, you can discover the solution to it. It's right in that meeting, right in that honest discussion. So some people want to say, oh, okay, let me go take some drugs, let me go take some aphrodisiacs, let me go take some
Viagra and stuff like that.
Viagra is not too good. Well, I'm sorry that I'm calling a name of a drug here, but the point is that all those pharmaceutical drugs, like all the drugs that
all the drugs out there,
they are not too healthy, because they tell you take it 30 minutes, 1 hour to before the time. So it doesn't give you the actual cycle for preparing for sex, which is not 30 minutes, which is not 1 hour. So once you're done, it's done. It will take another while,
and it's not even healthy for you, because you keep taking every time you go. How long will you take it?
And it has side effects too. It's not just that it gives you that satisfaction, but it has side effects that you don't want to struggle with that in the years to come, with the side effects. So
okay, I have a question on that 1 minute man. The question is it true that there are certain positions you can take and it will last longer? Is it true? Does it matter?
The 1 minute man, I don't want to believe that they're talking about the size of the phallus.
No, the size is a different one. She's saying that some people are telling her that because maybe the position she takes might be the reason why the husband is not lasting longer.
I would have to know the position that they taking first, because different things for different people. No, but actually, from my experience and my practice, you see that people who have a particular set of position or style, as it were, last longer. For instance, where the man is not actively involved.
Okay. I hope you're listening to that.
The man will last longer. That means more of the work is being done, more of the thrusting up and down or sideways is done by the woman.
Okay.
Now, that one will tend to give the man longer time. And there are also some exercises. There are some other, what I would call supplement that may help to help this 1 minute man, which is very healthy, no side effects. Like exercises that will help to build stamina, and then supplement that will help to build stamina. So those things have their own place to help that 1 minute man. And then when you come to where the man is actively involved too, there are also positions that can help the man to stay long. Especially, for instance, if in the act of
love making,
the woman is just lying down there, it's not responding. I mean, maybe the man doesn't know where to touch, where to go to,
how to get her in the mood.
So it may even contribute to the man's frustration of even lasting less than 1 minute.
Okay, that's a good point.
So all that have their own place. So position can affect the man.
Okay. Yeah. Now let's talk about size. Does size matter?
Well,
does size matter?
Well, some people believe that size matters. Some people don't believe that size matters. But what I will say here is that you need to understand what is the most sensitive part of the woman's body.
Okay.
There are sensitive parts. I won't call them. There are many sensitive parts, but there is this particular part that has over 9,000 nerve endings.
Wow. Dr. You have to give us a clue. Give us an example.
Yeah, as we keep talking, it may come out. It may come out now. And this part
9,000 nerve endings? Wow.
Yes, over 8,000 nerve endings. And then there is the other part in the man that tries to reach that, but it's half of it. Is less than, so 8,000, 4,000. So now all that you need in actual penetration, as it were, is for those part, those organs,
that 8,000 part to be awakened.
Keep doing a rhythmic cycle.
Okay.
Those parts don't respond to force or pressure. They don't respond to force or pressure. They respond to vibration. For instance, you see vibration like this.
Okay. And that's how they respond. It's not by force. It's not by.
No, if you do it, draw it by force, it will not respond. If you push it will not respond like that. So, but you need to do it in an organized fashion.
Okay.
Generating vibration. And there's something that happens when there's a vibration will get to a level. It will begin to show you that it is getting stiff.
Okay.
And you understand that something is going. And if you are very sensitive as a man or the woman, you will know that something has changed. The electromagnetic field has come into play. And when you come into an electromagnetic field, you don't understand what is going on anymore. Everything is way gone out. So the size, once the size is able to give that vibration that we're talking about,
it's okay.
Yeah, because that is actually what will bring. That's what will actually bring the secretions, the releases, and all that we make for a pleasurable sex. I don't want to call some names, but there are actually some parts, specific parts. You can see that these specific parts are the places that you can really touch. Whether you want to use to touch it.
My uniques, don't worry. I will get to Dr. Noriji. He will give us the expo so I can come and tell you guys. Okay. So you guys will know what you're doing. So really, from what you're saying, from my understanding, size doesn't really matter. It just depends on if you get the right spot. Do the right things. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's the experience that we have shared from clients and from people that we have treated. People that we have had honest conversations with, is the size is not really an issue.
It's not an issue, especially when
the size affects the man more than the woman. Let me not say this. The size affects the man more than the woman. The woman. But the women are always okay, but except some women who may have some challenges. But it could all be discussed. It could all be handled.
Okay, let's talk about because this guy, this is getting too good. We can't finish everything today. We have to come back for this. My brother, I didn't know he was this knowledgeable. So the next one we're going to talk about, I have about 3 questions, honest questions that people want to know. What part do you think pornography plays in sexual health? Is it good? Is it bad? One school of thought say no, it's not good because it is like inviting a third party into your marriage. When the pornography is not there, then what happens? It will make, some people say it will make the man cheat. Okay. Some other school of thought say, oh no, it's 2 of them. Since it's 2 of them enjoying it, now I want to hear from you. What part do you think pornography plays?
Well, a study was done that showed that the negative effect of pornography on a married couple is more.
That's right.
On the female. I mean, the negative effect of pornography for the married is more on the
woman.
Yes.
Oh.
Meaning that if a married or a couple or partners, if they watch pornography, the person that is going to suffer the negative part more is the woman. Not just one study. There are many studies that have alluded to that or concluded that. The positive side of it is more on the man's side. Now, what is really the benefit of pornography? Because some people's testimonies that we have seen, pornography is not a real picture. It doesn't. Some of the phalluses you see is unimaginably. I mean, you don't know the kind of androgens they are taking. You don't know the kind of.
You don't know what they are on and stuff.
You don't know what they are taking, and you just imagine. And some of those things are filmed in a way that it looks like it's lasting for 40 minutes.
2 hours. Yeah, but it's not.
But it is one session. It is like 20 sessions joined together
to do it. Yeah.
To do it, and you will not be able to know. And then the image lasts more on the female side, because the woman will never, if the man say, like you talked about the 1 minute man, if the man lasts for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and the woman in her mind is already remembering that pornography is watching, it watched.
And saw how long it lasted over there.
Saw how long it lasted there. And then the man is physical here, is lasting for just 1 or 2 minutes. She's going to start regretting. And by the time you know it, she will be under compulsion. So, apart from that, again, there is also a spirit of pornography. Which is not a real spirit. It's a spirit that possesses people. Or is not a godly spirit.
Because it's an addiction.
Yes, because that's why the more you do it, the more you get into it, and the more you don't want to come out of it. And it tries with secrecy. People don't want to talk about it. They hide. They make sure that no person is around to go and watch it. They make sure that they put on their earpiece, only them that are hearing it. That is why it thrives. So what is the effect? I don't think for sexual health you need pornography. I don't think you need it, because it's going to create an image that is not real, and that you will ever prejudge yourself to have met the wrong man or the wrong woman. For instance, there are some noise they will be making in that pornographic clip, and then you as a man, you are sleeping with your wife or your partner,
and she's not making those noises.
Not making that kind of noise.
You're wondering what is wrong with that.
You're wondering whether you made a mistake, whether they should return back your dowry. Which kind? But I paid for full package. This one I'm getting is not full package. Is a minor package. Please, I need extra. And then that need for extra will push the man to go look for it outside.
Outside, yes. So, guys, I hope the person that wrote this question, I hope we all are listening. You see, all that glitter is not gold. Sometimes, for me, I think pornography is like unattainable expectation you put on yourself. Because now, the girls that you see on those porn, they don't look like you. Then your husband will be wondering, maybe I married the wrong one. You are not looking, everything on this place is looking bim, 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 bim. Here you're laying down. Everything is going pipe. I need another woman. So for me, I think, even as a Christian, even let's talk about our faith, even as Christians, for me, I think it's like inviting a third person into your marriage. And some people are so addicted to it that they cannot make love with their partners unless they watch a pornography. So my sister, my brother, let's think about that one. So the person that wrote this question, I hope you're listening. I don't think is right for you, because you're giving yourself something that is not real, and you're measuring yourself with something that is not real. Okay. Now let's look. The next one is sex toys. Dr. Nanuju, sex toys. How
What
do you
is it
see
for the
that?
male? Is it for the male or for the female?
For both men and female. How
The way it sounds, you know that there is a problem with it, really,
does it
for the for the women.
okay.
That if you use a woman that use sex toys,
Mhm,
you generate vibration. You see, those sex toys generate vibration, telling you what I just said earlier,
mhm,
because they are designed to generate redeeming vibration that
mhm,
you put inside that sensitive,
mhm,
holy sanctorium,
mhm,
and then it begins to vibrate. And when it vibrates, you know, there are nerve endings all over the vulva,
mhm,
all over the vagina. There are nerve endings,
mhm.
but they are more concentrated in certain areas.
Okay.
Now, this vibration makes the nerve endings insensitive.
Okay.
So, you know, when that vibration stimulates those organs or those cells in those areas, it comes to a point that the vibration from the natural organ cannot
Oh,
generate
the same level of
the same
vibration.
level of vibration.
Okay.
So the ecstasy, the pleasure that is generated from those
The
toys
toys. Mm.
will bring you to a point that you just say, I don't need any man. Even your wife, your husband is there. You say you don't need it because the sex toys are going to set you on high. And you listen again, it's also addictive.
Very, very addictive.
Because if you do the level you do today, if you come tomorrow and do the same level, you will not get that excitement. You need to go to a higher
Level.
level for you to get. Then you come back and say, let your partner come and try. He will just try, but you know that the happiness you got with the toys are not the
So
same.
it's almost the same thing too. Unexpected expectations
Yeah, so you raise tension that are not necessary.
are not necessary.
You don't need those tension. For instance, you may even prejudge because those electrical thing, they put battery inside and the thing start dancing. That it can dance for 20 hours. I don't know the man that will stay for
Honestly, no man can stay that long. So you're trying to compare a machine and a human being, which can never.
it's not going to work real, and it doesn't make for honest discussion. But I have some clients say, "Oh well, it helps us," and I ask them sincerely,
Does it really?
let me ask you, if you use this thing and your husband or your wife does this to you, which one do you like more? Don't tell lies. Oh. And she said, that thing work man wonders. So that thing they work. I say yes. Now you know that you are more likely to divorce your husband or your
Mm.
wife with that because you feel that you don't need him.
You don't need anybody.
You don't need anybody because you can buy it. You just go and use it. But that is not godly and that is not biblical. I can't remember any person in the Bible that used
At all.
that. So,
Jesus Christ would have gone to that person's house and said, "Stop it."
yeah, so if you are currently using sex toys,
Mhm.
is something that you can work with your doctor, or you can work with us. We can work out a program. You can come out of it. It's something that somebody can overcome. You just need the right experience and with support of your spouse, and you'll
Mhm.
be able to come out. But for those who are still stuck in it, well, what we can do is to pray for you
That's right.
and believe that you will come out. But
Mhm.
it's against the scriptures. I want to encourage you to keep doing that.
Okay, now, because yeah, it's almost an hour. Oh, this is so
What?
good. I don't even
An
want to
hour?
leave. I
Oh,
don't even want to leave. I'm having a blast. Okay. Another thing I want us to talk about is we've talked about, pornography, we've talked about sex toys. The last one, the last question here is about anal sex. One of my uniques called me. She stays all the way in Chicago, in Indianapolis, and she said her husband once said he wants to try it. She is scared, but because she says she's a Christian and she thinks that's when the Bible says the abnormal way, that is what the Bible is talking about. So she doesn't want to. So I told her, I said, well, tune in, or when this video, I will upload it, I will ask you. So what do you think about that? Is that part of sexual health too?
Well, anal sex, I can't remember. I can't remember anything godly about it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Bible did not specifically say anything
About it, yeah.
about it. No, but there are things that will guide a child of God. Now, for this particular lady, the
Mm-hmm.
husband wants to try it.
Mm-hmm.
The counsel I will give to her is to have an honest discussion with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, passion cannot be thrown away. It is a law of nature. Energy cannot be destroyed, but energy can be transformed from one
form to another.
From one form to another.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try to stop him, he may try go to somewhere else to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that if you can have an honest discussion with him.
That's what I told her. Tell him, you're concerned about it.
Yes.
And then just reason together.
And if he loves you,
he will understand.
He will understand and respect.
And respect it, yes.
And respect it, because it's all part of sexual health.
Yes.
We're talking about, not violence, not abuse, no discrimination. You have a right. And the man also has a right.
Right.
So, but you need to, sometimes you may need to compromise in order to get him to come to your side. So it may not be exactly what he's looking at the first, but you have shifted some ground. He has also shifted some ground to something that is.
You can get to a compromise.
You want to compromise in order to, to get that. And then you ask, what is really the benefit? Because there is no medical documentation of sensitive areas in the anus. There are enough endings in the anus, but not for sexual pleasure. The organ for sexual pleasure is the vulva, the vagina, and all that is around it, and all that is within. The anus is not designed for that. The anus is for poo and for physics. But some people do it, and they don't see anything wrong with it. Another thing that is similar to it is oral sex. I won't stand here to say that for those who think it is wrong, or to say it is right or wrong. It depends on what the person believes. But as a child of God, what I think is what you agree, two cannot work together except
unless they agree.
If your husband and your wife or spouse agrees to that, that's fine. What do you agree? But you can't use it to go and judge someone else.
Oh, on that's the only thing. You can't use it. That's an important point. You can't use it.
You can't use it to go and judge someone else.
Two of you, whatever you agree.
What do you agree? It's fine. Now, but whether it makes you happy, some people, some of our clients say it makes them excited more than any other thing. Some people say no, it doesn't make them excited. They prefer the missionary style. And some people say all kinds of things. So they all have their place. As it were.
Okay. The last thing we'll talk about is about what do we need to do to tell us certain things that can reduce sperm level in a man. Some things that can reduce it and some things they can do to bring it up. That's the last topic we talk about for today. And then we'll come back for women. All we did today is men. We'll come back for women.
Okay, what sperm level increase? Yeah. There are things that there are many conditions. Like I said before, there are unseen part and the seen part. Now, but they all work together for sperm production.
Okay.
And it's not just the sperm is the vital part, the reproductive part in the semen. And in one ejaculate, you can get up to 5 million, 10 million or 20 million sperm cells.
Wow.
You can have even as much as 100 million in one ejaculate.
Wow.
But what you need to do the job is just one. It's just one sperm cell. So what can reduce it? For instance, wearing boxers that are very tight.
So that is true, for real?
Yes, wearing boxers that generate, the temperature of the body and the temperature around where the sperm is produced is different. Yes. So if you wear any inner wear or you put on any inner wear that increases the temperature further, it will make the sperm to be produced, but it will be weak or it may die off. And remember, for the sperm cells, the male and the females, especially, the X and the Y.
Okay.
The Y dies quickly.
Okay.
But the X stays longer.
Stays longer.
So the kind of food you are eating, the kind of exposure, radiation can reduce sperm cell. Disease, gonorrhea, sexually transmitted disease can affect the production. Even some level of scrotal infection can affect production of the semen. Even the higher centers, if there's some tumors or sickness in the brain that can affect the hormones that send those signals for the scrotum to begin to the Sertoli cell, the Leydig cells, and all the cells, or the seminiferous tube, because that's actually where it is being produced. So those cells, they are anything that can hamper them, including a milieu,
so it will affect the production.
that affect the production of semen, and that will lead to reduced sperm cell. Then there are things also that can increase
it.
That can increase sperm cell, and that is our own area. It's an area that we manage. We manage that through supplements. We manage them through supplements. I don't recommend using hormonal drugs because each of those hormonal drugs, including the one that is used for some special insemination, some of those drugs, most of them cause cancer, and is part of the informed consent you get before you start IVF on any person, that this drug can cause cancer, ovarian cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, and you sign that yes, you understand, so that after 10 years or 20 years you develop any one of them and you come back to them, they tell you that
you signed it,
but you signed for it. So that's why we advocate a supplement use. Supplements
don't have any of those side effects.
It doesn't have any side effects. You don't have a risk of getting cancer anywhere. You are good. You are good. So, and then apart from that, you have good nutrition. Good nutrition. I will recommend using drugs to boost sperm count. But where there are diseases, you can treat them. Where there are diagnoses of diseases, you can treat. Like diabetes can affect sperm production. You treat it. You can also use supplement to treat that. And then there are other healthy things you can take. Not necessarily fruits. There are some fruits. Yeah, there are some fruits that will help to improve sperm production. I don't know if I have overshot my time, but
no, it's okay. Keep going.
Sperm production is important for fertility. The WHO has a criteria for making a diagnosis of impotence, erectile dysfunction as well, low sperm production, even though they are not connected. But there is a level of infertility that is contributed by the male, which is about 45% in every infertile couple.
Really?
Low sperm production is key.
Okay. So most of the time, it's not even the woman's fault.
No. Even some women that cry and say they are saying that I'm always giving birth to female.
It's not their fault too.
It's not their fault. The only thing is that what they received is
what they give.
So you gave them X, and they kept S for you. So you don't turn back and blame them and say, is
I can't wait for the women own. I know that's where you're gonna give it to them, because most times, especially our culture, whenever a couple don't have children, it's always this witch. Oh, this woman, she has aborted all the children in her stomach. She can't. But most of the time, it's not even the woman's fault.
yeah,
A woman has all girls. There, you be more here, wine. But you're the one that brought the one that gave birth to a girl. Her own is right there waiting for you. Whatever you give her is what she
yeah,
gives you back.
you are correct. I agree completely with you. Our culture, our tradition has sown that seed in people's life, and some people have been boxed to a corner, and that's why we're talking about this.
Yes.
We're talking about this. Sexual health is important.
It's
Sexual health,
important.
let's talk about it. Let's ask questions. Let's be clear, things that are not too clear. And then you get honest answers and
Honest
find better,
answers. Because
better
that's the most important thing, honest answers.
yes, and then
And okay, you said some. I like what you said about some reasons. I wrote it down so I don't forget. You said some of the reasons why men can have, very low sperm level, can be tight boxers when they wear things that are so tight. It can be the food they are eating. It can be diseases. It can be infection. It can be so many things. But they can also increase the level by good food they eat and supplement. Can we focus a little bit on that supplement? What kind of supplement do you recommend? Because there are so many supplements out there. One of my uniques called me and said, "Oh, there's this supplement that can cleanse your liver." I say, "Hey, Biko, don't include me. Don't put tell them you did not see me. Oh, you didn't see me." There are so many. So, in case my brothers, my sisters, today we talked about my unique brothers. So, if you're paying attention, maybe you have erectile dysfunction, you are maybe a 1 minute man, you don't stay long, and you even ejaculate before you start. Because there's some men like that.
yeah,
That once they will do the foreplay, do the everything, but once it's time for them to penetrate, they have already ejaculated. So
yeah.
those kind of men, if you're this kind of men, this video is for you. He's going to tell you some of the supplements you can use. It's healthy for you, affordable for you, no side effects. Dr. Nondu, talk about some of the supplements.
Yes, there are supplements. I wouldn't want to be seen to project one
Over the
supplement,
other.
but there are supplements and there are supplements. But what I recommend is what I've used.
Okay.
I've used with my clients. I've used with my clients in the US and clients in Nigeria, in Africa, and I've gotten results. So these supplements are very healthy, and they don't have any side effect. And like we said, they're not drugs. I don't recommend using drugs except where there is a diagnosis of a disease condition.
Disease, or yeah.
Then you can use whatever is the drug to treat it. But there's also supplements you can use with true and good nutrition. So there are supplements and there are supplements. I just want to leave it at that. If you want to know more, you can talk to Unique, and then we can take it.
Guys, I'm going to put his information in the description. If you need a one-on-one consultation with him, you can call him. But I know some of those supplements he's talking about. I've seen some people use them, forever. Well, I don't know whether you guys have had forever living products. They are so good. If you are interested in that, talk to me, tell me, write me. I'll tell you those ones are safe and healthy for you with good nutrition. Don't be drinking all that supplement to say that you go over there and eat rubbish and put junk inside your body. It's not gonna work. So you drink good, you take your supplements, and then you stay healthy. Like he said, exercise. There are some good exercises he can tell you too. Things to do to keep yourself healthy, because sexual health is important. Most of the time, I was telling my clients, most of the time, 80% of marriages that break, that are separated, that are divorced, sexual health is the center of it all, but nobody calls it. Nobody wants to talk about it because we have been taught that you can't talk about sex, you can't talk about lovemaking, you can't talk about sexual health. Is like a taboo, the forbidden topic. So most women will die in silence. They won't say anything. They are not sexually satisfied. They don't like the way their husband make love to them. There are certain things they like, but they can't tell their husband, so they keep quiet. Then after some time, all of a sudden, she will not say, oh, I don't want to be married anymore because he cannot wash the kitchen. You have been married for 20 years. If after 20 years you remember she can't wash the kitchen, the truth of the matter is my brother and sister are not getting it in. But they don't want to talk about it. So they find other ways. Oh, she's not a good mother. She has been a mother to those children for 15 years. All of a sudden now she's not a good mother because we are taught not to talk about sex. It's a taboo. Don't talk about it. That's why I decided to come and say this. And I hope this empowers everybody out there. Ask questions. Dr. Nonuju is available. If you want another topic, we are going to continue the woman. Maybe in 2 days, we're going to do the other one. I'll send out the notice so you guys can come and join us. But he is willing to come back anytime to talk about this. He has knowledge in this area. Let us stop dying in silence. Let us just, we don't want to talk. He keeps saying honest conversation, honest discussion. Honest discussion means you say exactly how you feel, mean what you say, and say what you mean. That is honest conversation. Don't go there. You like it? Yes. When you're saying no. Do you like it? Yes. Inside your heart, you're saying, God punish you. No. Be open, my sisters. I advocate communication. If you're married to somebody, your husband, be open. Some of these women will come and tell me stuff and tell me, don't say nothing. The men will come and say, don't say nothing. Talk. That's your husband. That's your wife. Talk, because like Dr. Noniju said, most of these problems can be solved. There are solutions. Maybe you don't like this position, but you like this other position. Instead of you thinking about going to go cheat outside, tell your husband the position you like so that he gives it to you. Then you don't need another man outside to cheat. My brother, for you too, what you like, tell your wife, this is how I like it. Then you don't say nothing to her. Then you go out and every day you are in a brothel with another woman because you're going wild over there. But when you come back here, you don't want to do nothing. Guys, it's high time. Enough is enough. It's high time we step up and start doing something about our sexual health. Dr. Nonuju, any other ending, concluding thing before we leave?
Well, I want to let us know that there are many topics that are covered by sexual health, including contraception,
Yes,
pregnancy, STDs, treatment,
everything.
adolescent relationship.
Yes,
Sexual health is a subject that we target for both adults and adolescents. More importantly, for our young females.
yes.
Because our young females, if they are empowered with knowledge, they can make the right decisions. Even for married people, you can actually plan for a pregnancy. You know what to do to plan pregnancy. You don't get pregnant when you are not prepared
for it.
Because all about that is to make sure that you enjoy your sexuality, you enjoy sex, as it were, everything about it, no reservation, in all honesty. Yes. And I think that is the goal of sexual health. Sexual health is to make sure that everyone fully enjoys the pleasure of sex as described, as
unintended.
Not as we are intending this, but you mean something else. But
exactly,
to achieve actually what
you want. Exactly.
And there are information. And please, let's also be careful. There's some information on the internet that are not true. There are many information on the internet that are not true, because you just need to talk with somebody that is knowledgeable and with experience.
Because everything out there is not the truth. You can go to, everybody is spinning their own definition and their own thing. So mind who you're listening to, mind who you're talking to. Do they have experience in the area? What is their expertise in that area? So that you will know what you're going, at least before you make a decision, like Dr. Nonuju said, you make an informed decision when you have all the information. All right?
Yeah.
All right, my uniques. I told you so. I told you people that I am coming back. To all my uniques, thank you for joining us. Dr. Onuju will be back because all we did today is talk about sexual health and everything about the men organ and what they do with it. 1 minute man, erectile dysfunction. I know some of you will not have time to watch the whole video. So many people have been texting me, break it down into topics. I'm going to cut it into topics. This one will still be on YouTube for those that want to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to break it down: erectile dysfunction, pornography. I'm going to, so that way everybody can have time to digest this information. Please, when we empower one, we empower all. Don't ever be ashamed to ask for help. Don't ever be ashamed to ask for information because knowledge is power. Remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Dr. Nanuju, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Akudo. You have a comment? Someone has.
Who has a comment?
Okay. No, never mind.
Okay. So bye-bye.
You.
Until next time.
Yeah, until next time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.